If there's a human on the screen, it won't take me away. But, oh, I just beat a round of E.T. Let's take a quick look at the manual. Why not? I don't have the manual. I'm kind of bummed out about it. I must have lost it at some point. So we're going to check out the manual at AtariCompendium.com. Let's take a look. All right, gang. This is the manual. Again, you can see on top the URL. It's at AtariCompendium.com. That art there for the front of the manual is pretty awesome, gotta say. Bums me out that I do not have my copy of the manual. Maybe it's buried in the bottom of my box, but I just didn't see it. I'm gonna scroll down. Copyright 1982. Something very, very cool about this version of the manual right here. Dear Scott, where there is a flower, there is an Easter egg. Thanks. I believe that is the signature of the one and only Howard Scott Warshaw, who developed this game. He programmed it. He really did something awesome. This game does not suck. It's tough. It's confusing. If you understand it, you can actually see that there's a lot going on in this game. The symbols, I mean, it's not like your basic 2600 game where the button just does one thing. There's context-sensitive spaces in this. Who knew that context-sensitive came from ET? It's really, really interesting. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm not going to lie. It is frustrating to play. But I appreciate it. I played it when I was a kid quite a bit. And I beat it when I was a kid. I figured out how to beat it. I don't think I read the manual when I was a kid. Just walked around and futzed around until I figured it out. Help E.T. get home. This manual has some awesome art. What kind of crazy planet is this anyway? We came here to conduct a simple study of primitive planets. And look what happened. These things came and scared away my friends. Okay, so we have another manual here that goes pretty hard. Uh-oh, here come those crazy aliens again. Help me, Elliot. Help me get home. Your mission is to help E.T. find the 3 pieces of his interplanetary telephone, call his ship, and guide him to the landing pad to be rescued. The manual is actually pretty helpful for understanding what's going on. The wells, the phone piece indicator, the candy piece, the candy count, the energy count. Figure 1, well-pocked surface. Well, I guess that's one way to call the screen, well-pocked. E.T. falls down the well. The FBI building and the Science Institute are right next door to Elliot's house. Watch out for the Fed, E.T. Here's your description of the zones. The Eat Candy zone, the Call Elliot zone, the Move to a New Site zone, Call Ship zone, Find Phone Piece zone, Send Humans Back zone. E.T. can send the FBI agent, Elliot, and the scientist back to their respective buildings in Washington, D.C. Okay. The landing zone. Sometimes the ship will still land when Elliot is present. Well, if you say so. If E.T. has any phone pieces when the FBI agent touches him, the FBI agent will take one of the pieces and hide it in a well. If E.T. has no phone pieces, the FBI agent will take all the candy pieces that E.T. is holding. That guy sucks. If E.T. runs out of energy after the last emergency measure, E.T. goes into hibernation to await the next rescue attempt. Well, I guess that means that E.T. never actually dies. He just goes into hibernation in this game. So don't worry, kiddies. There's no reason to cry. Like my sister when we went to see it in the movies. I had no idea what was going on. I was a little kid. Penalty. After E.T. collects 31 candy pieces, he loses 700 energy units for each new candy piece he picks up. The energy units are subtracted from E.T.'s energy count in the next played round. That's in the next round played. I couldn't read for a second. That sucks. Wow. What, E.T. gets too fat? Oh boy. Some helpful hints. This game manual provides you the basic information you'll need in order to rescue E.T. Use the wells as escape zones. Since humans can't go into the wells, E.T. can deliberately fall into one if a threatening human approaches. Since the game is set up so that only one human at a time can be on the screen with E.T., you may occasionally want to let the scientist capture E.T. This way, the FBI agent can't get to our hero and take away his precious phone pieces. So, I mean, they knew that the Fed sucks. They knew that he's the worst. Give Elliot as much candy as possible. Yeah, except when they start taking your energy away because you got too fat. To pause play, like this is the bathroom tip, allow E.T. to fall into a well. You can leave him there as long as you like without endangering E.T. or subtracting from his energy. When you're ready to play again, levitate E.T. out of the well and resume the game. Come on, people. Don't you know? Don't you know the trick? This is a good one. Sometimes E.T. will fall into a well after he has levitated up to the planet's surface. To prevent this, move E.T. right or left immediately after the scene changes from the well interior to the planet's surface. E.T. will move from the well onto solid ground in the same direction you move your joystick. I mean, that's basically trying to address that really frustrating loop that can happen if you don't know how to get out of the well, which probably 5 minutes into some kid booting this game up on an emulator, they started falling down into a well and then just said, screw this, I'm done. I can't get out. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. What am I supposed to do? Well, you're supposed to look at the manual at number 5. Tip number 5. Back cover, 1982 Atari Inc., all rights reserved. Well, we're not paying attention to that, are we? Because we have the manual here on the internet, and we're sharing it on YouTube or Rumble or some other streaming video service. All right, that is a look at the manual. That is a look at E.T. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you don't hate E.T. Maybe I hope you give it a chance.